Gestalt psychology. The word Gestalt is a German word that truly translates a form, shape, or pattern. This is why the principles of Gestalt psychology explain how our brain perceives patterns and organize visual information. It emphasizes that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, meaning that the human mind naturally seeks patterns, unity, and meaning by group elements and to organize structure. This perspective is applied to understand perception, cognition, and even the human experience as a whole. There are three founders of Gestalt psychology. The first one is Max Wertheimer. He is the main founder of Gestalt psychology. His big idea came from watching lights flash on and off. He realized that we don't just see a series of separate lights, we see a single moving light. This simple observation showed that our brain puts things together to create a new meaning, a whole that isn't just a sum of its part. The second founder of Gestalt psychology is Wolfgang Kohler. He is the one who studied aha moments. In his famous experience, he gave chimps a problem, like getting a banana that was out of reach. Instead of just trying to grab it over and over, one chimp suddenly had a brilliant idea. They stuck boxes to reach the banana. This showed that learning isn't just always a slow process, but sometimes the solution just click all at once. And the last founder of Gestalt psychology is Kurt Kufka. He is the main communicator of the group. He helped introduce and explain these new ideas to the rest of the world, especially in the United States. He took the basic ideas about perception and applied them to a lot of other areas like how children learn and develop.
Good day everyone, my name is Maris Green, the reporter of the Gestalt Principles. The first Gestalt Principles is Law of Proximity. What is Law of Proximity? Law of Proximity states that objects near each other are seen as a group. Meaning, pag may nakikita kita na nagatelefon, mapiperceive din nato na sinda usad na grupo. Like for example, ang Central Murals. Bisan dili man natin aram na sinda magkaklase, pag nakikita natin sinda nagatelefon sa usad na bench, masasabi din natin na sinda usad na grupo. The next is Law of Similarity. Law of Similarity states that an object that look alike with their shape or color are perceived as belonging together. Like for example, babalikan tayo ito sa intramurals. Aram naman natin na may mga color coding. Pag grade 7, green, grade 8, yellow, grade 9, red, and grade 10, blue. Bisan singga magatelefon sa usal na field, maaaraman natin kung sino yung mga ka-team dahil sa color sa mga bado. The next is the Law of Closure. Law of Closure states that our brain fill in the gaps. Base sa presentation, makikita nyo dyan ang image ng isang panda. That's a great example of Law of Closure. Because the panda image is not fully outlined. Some parts, like body and head, are missing lines. However, our brain automatically fill in the missing details or still recognize it as a complete panda. This happens because our minds prefers to see simple, complete, and meaningful forms rather than a broken. Kaya kahit may mga kulang na bahagi sa pictures, nakikita pa din natin ito bilang isang buong panda dahil sa law of closure. That's the end of my discussions. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Zarina Megaspar. Now I'm going to discuss to you guys the rest of the Gestalt principles, the law of continuation. In law of continuation, our eyes follow the smoothest lines, curves, patterns. Also, in this law, our brains prefers to see the lines, curves, patterns as a continuous one rather than a separate one. Sa presentation, makikita nyo na may isang image dyan. At ang image na yan ay parang road. Liko-liko siya, pero also that picture has a gap in the center. Pero yung gap na yan, hindi yan hadlang para makita natin yan as a continuous one. And that's how law of continuation works. Kahit na may liko siya, kahit na may gap siya na konti, in law of continuation, we see that as a continuous line or curves. Also, another example for that is nag-order tayo sa isang counter. Minsan, pag pumipila na tayo, may mga customer na wala na sa linya, may mga customer na nasa gilid na. Also, sa linya na yun, may gap na yung line natin. Pero, in law of continuation, from the line from the front of the counter to the back of the counter, we see that as a continuous one rather than a separate one. The next is the law of simplicity or law of pregnance. In law of simplicity or law of pregnance, we see the things in simplest way possible. We interpret things in the simplest way possible. For example, the picture in the presentation, we see a bunch of circles na dikit-dikit. Sa law of simplicity, hindi natin iniisip na kung paano naging dikit-dikit yung circles, kung paano sila naging ganun. In law of simplicity, we see that as the simplest, that ang nakikita natin sa picture na yun is circle siya na dikit-dikit. Hindi natin iniisip na paano ba siya naging ganun, paano naging ganun yung picture. And another example for that is Osmeña College's logo. Lahat naman tayo, di ba, nakita na yung Osmeña College's logo. So, Osmeña College's logo, makikita natin is yung tree inside of a circle. So, sa law of simplicity, hindi na natin iniisip na yung Osmeña College's logo is made up of overlapping lines and shapes. Ang nakikita natin dyan sa law of simplicity is as tree inside of a circle. And lastly, the law of figure of ground. And the law of figure of ground, this law helps us to organize what is the most important, which is the figure, and what is the less important, which is the ground. So, for example, for that is the image in the presentation. And another example for that is, for example, naghiram tayo ng notes sa kaklase natin. At yung notes ng kaklase natin is merong highlighted words or phrases. Nung hiniram mo yun, yung highlighted words, alam mo yun yung most important things to study. So, yan ang figure, the most important things. And the ground which is yung part of the paper, na white paper, and the other na sinulat ng other words na sinulat ng kaklase mo na wala namang highlighted words. So, that is the ground. So, thank you. The next reporter will follow.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Samuel Singh and today we're going to discuss about Kurt Lewin. Si Kurt Lewin po, part po siya sa Gestalt Psychology. According kang Kurt Lewin, life is based about behaviors on how to be able to influence directly sa mga tao. Example, sa surroundings natin, mas mabilis natin na imitate yung behaviors na nakikita natin. Because of that, ito yung papasok ng tinatawag natin na inner and outer forces. When we say inner forces about personal, ito yung papaloob yung tinatawag natin na motivation. Example, sa senior high schools, diba, nabibigay yung teachers natin ng certificate for achievements. So, isa yan sa malaking factors, lalo na sa mga estudyante na pumasok araw-araw. And also, outer forces. When we say outer forces, dito yung pumapaloob yung tinatawag natin na teacher's behavior. Siyempre, yung teacher daw siya magtukto kung paano niya ipakita ang kanyang asal sa kanyang estudyante. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng teacher's behavior, kung paano siya makipag-communicate. And that's all. Thank you.